And right on cue, the snooker dive bomber appears. Every time Buck does a backyard cook-up, the Red Baron turns up in his snooker dive bomber. G'day everyone, it's Buck up in far north Queensland. What a cracking couple of weeks we've had. We've had a terrible 6 months, but the weather, this is how we want winter. Blue sky, warm days, cool nights, absolutely glorious. So it's time for another backyard cook-up, and this one's a special one. This one is for a bloody great follower of the channel, guys. A bloke up there in the mother country, up in the UK, Andy Riches. G'day Andy. Andy's been asking for this one for a while. A little while ago I put a call out and said, what do you want to see me cook up? And I did these ones up on my old channel, and Andy Riches said, Buck, we want to see your porcupine meatballs and your mum's bread and butter pudding. So I'm going to do them both together on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Why not crack a coldie and do a cook up? It's going to be over charcoal. I'm going to do the porcupine meatballs. We're going to call it Andy's porcupine meatballs, and we're going to do them up in Jack Turtle's Potjie. Haven't done a cook up in the Potjie for ages, which is a South African camp oven basically. So going to do the meatballs, slow cook them in the Potjie over charcoal, and then we're going to use the Weber, and I'm going to use charcoal in the Weber to do the bread and butter pudding. Now, quickly go through some ingredients. No, I won't even bother about that because you'll see it as I put it in. No need to go through the ingredients. I went out to Coles this morning and did the shopping. Spent another $1 million every time you walk into the supermarket. Unbelievable. You just walk out shaking your head now, don't you, when you go grocery shopping. Bloody hell. But I'm looking forward to this one. Roz has been going, when are you doing the porcupine meatballs? Even Roz is looking forward to them. So I'm going to start them early because Roz is going out with her sisters tonight. They're going out tomcatting, guys. So she said, Rogers, cook early, I'm going to eat, then I'm going out tomcatting with my sisters. So it's going to be a bloody good cook up. What I might do, a little bit early yet, I'm going to sit back, enjoy my beer, have a walk around, have a think about if I've forgotten anything. Takes a lot to set up for these backyard cook-ups, everyone. Like just making sure you got everything, all the utensils and all that type of stuff. Speaking of cook-ups, I just come from inside off the computer watching Pete from WA Camping Adventures doing his birria, I think it is, birria tacos, where he slow cooks some flank or skirt steak, big chunks in this birria sauce, I think it's called. And then he pulls the beef at the end and they make tacos, and he did it on Horizon Touring Products Camp Cube, which I've got in the shed there as well. Good to see the cook up there, Pete. It was an absolute beauty, mate. Really enjoyed that, and I've got to try them. Let me tell you, they look bloody nice. Anyway, time to have a beer, have a think about what I'm going to do. But yeah, got lots on. It's going to be a big cook up. I'm doing the porcupine meatballs with in the Potjie, and then I've got to try and do Mum's famous bread and butter pudding. So I've done it once before, it worked out, but I didn't do it in the Weber, everyone. I can't remember how. I think I did it in the oven or the camp oven. I can't remember now. Going to try this in the Weber. I reckon it'll turn out anyway. But I'll tell you what, if you haven't tried bread and butter pudding, it is bloody beautiful. Tell you a bit of the history of bread and butter pudding too. It dates back right in the 1300s or something from England. So it was a way that they could use their leftover stale bread, and that they made bread and butter pudding out of it. So anyway, I'm going to give it a go. This is the way Mum does it. There's a lot of other different ways you can do it, but the porcupine meatballs, basically they're just meatballs with rolled in rice, guys, and you slow cook them in a nice like Italian-y type sauce, and they come out and they look like porcupines. So I can't wait to do them. Righto. See you soon when we start the charcoal up. Righto, it's 2 o'clock, everyone. I was in watching Phil the Maniac cooking up some smoking up some pork ribs on his Winnowell fire pit, but I thought, shit, I've got to get outside or I'm going to run late and I'm going to be cooking in the dark. So anyway, I'm going to get the charcoal on for the Potjie, because we're cooking everything over charcoal today. Righto, we'll get that done. While this is going, I'm going to dice the onion up. A first ingredient one big brown onion, which I diced up with this bloody knife Brad Merry gave me. It's got buck engraved into the handle. Brad, it's a bloody beauty. I've got another one over there that they gave me too, just a normal type of knife, but these ones here are super sharp, eh? Really good. I was even watching Phil the Maniac, guys. He cracks me up, that bloke. I love watching him. He just says some shit that just makes me laugh. He's doing a clip there the other day and doing some pizza bases, and it's Picasso Kitchen. And he goes, everyone, these are the good brand pizza bases. Picasso chicken, he says, instead of kitchen. I don't think he realised he'd said it. And he's talking about a YouTube channel just then. He goes, the YouTube channel's called AB something or other. And he went to say AB, he goes, A for Bravo, and instead of A for Alpha, B for Bravo, he goes, A for Bravo. And I just thought, oh, I've got to go out and get my cooking done. I love it. If you want a good laugh, guys, watch Phil the Maniac, Phil's camping reviews. He's an absolute classic, he really is. And I can't wait to go in and see the final result of his pork ribs. He's got 2 big pork ribs hanging up off a hook inside his smoker on the Winterwell oven. I tell you what, one thing Phil can do is cook, guys. He's a bloody good cook, so I'm looking forward to seeing the end of that one, Phil. Anyway, I've got my charcoal on now. First ingredient is a big onion. Now listen, my old mate Hein, in his South African accent, he said, Buck, don't ever stir a potjie. Hein, I'm going to have to stir the start of this one, mate, but I promise, once the onions sizzled up and the mushrooms and I've got the sauce and that in, once the porcupine meatballs go in, I will not touch it. The lid will go on, I'm leaving it. So it will be a potjie, but at the start, I think I've got to put the oil in and brown the onions and all that. I've got to do that. I don't think I can just put everything in and leave it. It won't work. So I'll stir the start of it, get the mushrooms, the onion and that done, get the sauce in, get the sauce simmering, and once the meatballs go in, I will not touch it, Hein, I promise. Righto. Hein said, if you ever stir a potjie, it's a stew. He said, don't ever stir a potjie, guys. The South Africans, they know they're cooking too, let me tell you. Sounds like the lads about 6 houses down having a good time. Why not on a beautiful Saturday afternoon? The only way to get charcoal started, everyone, well, it's not the only way, but the best way is one of these charcoal chimneys. Show you in a minute once she gets going. Really good. That wind might be a problem. I might have to get a barrier there. As you know, when you're cooking with fire or charcoal, if you've got a strong breeze, it blows the thing away. What I need to do on this with the potjie, which is a South African camp oven with legs, is I've got to get the heat in there to start off with, sizzle the onion, the mushrooms and the other ingredients and that, get the sauce in, bring that to a simmer. So I need a lot of heat at the start, not a lot of heat, but a fair bit of heat at the start, and then after that you can let your charcoal burn down, and I just want to simmer this away for hour and a half at least. Okay, simmer it away, and towards the end of this being cooked is when I'll start up the bread and butter pudding. So yeah, the potjie, the snow peak, cooking on charcoal, got the Aussie Campfire kitchen pole and accessory rack there with the oil and my tongs and all that type of stuff. Really handy just to have everything at your fingertips. And I've got the charcoal going. I'll show you that soon. When you see the flame coming out the top, you know that the charcoal on the top starting to catch, and that's how we want it. Take the potjie off, charcoal in there, potjie over the top, and then we start cooking. We'll cook them with charcoal, not gas. That was rather hot. I should be using gloves, you idiot, mate. Righto. Me Bobby Asser poker. Righto. Okie doke, now I've got to get the potjie over the top. There we go. Beauty. Let's let the potjie heat up now. Plenty of heat there. Rightio. Bit of heat in there now, some olive oil. And straight in with some onion. One large brown onion. Oh, as soon as that onion hits the oil, it's just like, my goodness. That's what makes a barbecue. Any of those smell of a barbecue or cooking is the onion. Unbelievable, the smell that just came straight out of it as soon as that hit the oil. Righto, so we want a nice heat to start with, everyone. So let's, as I said, not allowed to stir a Potjie, but I haven't classed it as the start yet. Once the meatballs go in, there will be no stirring. That onion's softened a bit there. One big large punnet of sliced mushrooms. In they go, because they cook down to nothing. In go the mushrooms. I love it. One thing I like about the Potjies is they don't have a flat bottom, they have a rounded bottom, and it's really easy to stir stuff. I know you're not supposed to stir a Potjie, but it is. I love the shape of the bottom of the Potjies, how they're rounded. Righto. Let's reduce these mushrooms. Righto, so those mushrooms, the liquid off the mushrooms has dried out a bit. Now we need to make a sauce, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do, 100% Aussie tomatoes, tin of crushed tomatoes, in they go. That Armada brand, 100% Australian grown. There you go. That through. Righto. So as I said, we need to build a sauce for the meatballs to simmer away in, and the rice. Just some Coles Italian Pasata. Bottle of that. In that goes, and we don't want to waste it, so what I'm doing, with a bit of red plonk, a little bit of red plonk in there, Jacob's Creek Shiraz, Vino, and get the rest of that passata out of there. Righto, there's still some good heat in that charcoal down there. Righto, that's not going to be enough sauce, but I've got some other stuff there. I'm going to put another bottle in a minute, guys. Righto, so that's one bottle down. Some Lego's chunky tomato, garlic and herbs. Righto, put a bottle of that in. In you go. Some more red wine. That'll burn off. I don't want to use too much because I want to drink some. I'm meant to drink it. Yeah. Righto. In that goes. Oh, that's looking good. Hey, I put that second bottle of Lego's sauce in there. I need enough sauce to submerge the meatball. So the next thing we're going to do is any sort of rice this will work with. I think this is basmati rice. We usually use basmati, white rice, whatever. Put it in a bowl of some sort, like that. That's going to make our porcupines. And then, yep, more rice. Now, I've got a kilo of mince here, which I'll put on Terry G's board. Kilo of beef mince, and we don't want our meatballs too big, guys. We don't want them too small either. I reckon about, just make a meatball smaller than a pool ball, I guess, like that. And then the next thing we do, this is the tricky bit, this is the fun bit actually, we make it into a porcupine. So a meatball, you can do small ones, you can do larger ones. Should I do smaller ones maybe? Yeah, I might. I'll do smaller ones today. I'll see how they go. We'll do baby porcupines for Andy over in the UK. Right, here we go. And then we push it into the rice. Like that. We want to get that rice to stick into the mince, because that's what makes our porcupines. And the rice actually thickens up that sauce later on. The gluten or whatever it's called in the rice actually thickens the sauce up, and the rice cooks in the sauce. So there's one porcupine. Let's do a second one. You don't need to see me do the whole bloody kilo of mince. In here goes. Push it into the rice so the rice actually embeds. That's a big word, isn't it? Embeds. Is that such a word, Roz? Embeds?
Do them all the same size, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to, do them all the same size. Push it down into the rice. There you go. One more for good luck on the camera, and then I'll do the rest off camera and you'll see me come back. I don't know how many we'll get. We'll see how many we get. As I said, we need enough sauce because we don't want the porcupine. Once the porcupines go in, I'm not allowed to stir it, or Hein's going to be on the next plane up to far north Queensland and he's going to knock me clean out for stirring the porky. Not allowed to stir the porky once you get going. Got to leave it. And the good thing is, hopefully that sauce now is starting to simmer away. The charcoal hopefully will be losing a bit of its heat, because I don't want too much heat once the porcupines go in. I want a slow simmer, and we're going to simmer them away for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Just a nice slow simmer.
When does the olives go in?
The olives will go in before I put the porcupines in.
Did you season the mince? Or when does
No, I'm going to put some salt and pepper into the thing. I'm getting grilled here, guys. Roz is asking me all the questions. I've got the salt and pepper there. I'm going to actually season the sauce before the porcupines go in. So the olives are going to go in before the porcupines. I'm going to throw the olives in, and then I'm going to season up with some salt and pepper. Maybe some chili flakes. What do you reckon, Roz? Couple of chili flakes, not too many.
put sugar in?
No, I haven't put sugar in. Roz reckons I should put a couple of spoons of white sugar in. Yeah, okay, to cut through the sweet, to cut through the citrus of the tomato. I didn't know.
What does Andy Richards use?
Andy doesn't do these. He just asked me to do them. What do you do, Andy? Do you put sugar in? I don't know. We'll put a couple of teaspoons.
In my bolognese sauce, I put sugar in.
Righto, so Roz puts sugar in her bolognese sauce.
Porcupine recipe.
No, but it's basically a bolognese sauce that they're going in, isn't it? So, all right, I'll put it.
Maple syrup.
No, maple syrup. Whoever thought maple syrup was a good idea on bacon? It's disgusting. Slacken will probably be throwing shit at his computer now with me saying that. I love maple syrup on pancakes, not on bacon. It wrecks bacon. Sweet bacon, nah, not for me. I know a lot of people like maple syrup bacon, and you can buy it in the deli at Coles. Maple syrup bacon. Give me just normal bacon any day. Maple syrup on pancakes, absolutely. Not on bacon. I don't like it on bacon. Righto, there's 5 porcupines so far, and we're only about a third of the way through. So that's 1 kilo of mince. Mike, if you're watching over there, or John, that's 2.2 pound. 2.2 pound of mince. 2.2 pound to a kilogram. There you go. I'll do the rest off camera, eh? Rightio, gonna throw a little bit more stuff in. Bit of seasoning now. Some salt. Some pepper. Some mixed herbs, not herbs as the Yanks say, herbs. Herbs with a H. Love how the Yanks go herbs. A few mixed herbs. I'm going to throw a few little crushed dried chilies in, not too much. That'll do. And Roz said a little bit of sugar, just to cut through the tardiness of the tardiness. That's another big word, Roz. I don't want to put the coffee in. My coffee there. I'll get that out. Sprinkle of sugar. Cut through that tomato. Wooden spoon, Rozzy. It's behind you there somewhere. We'll give that a final stir. This is the final stir, Hein, I promise. This is the final stir in the poiky. and then the porcupines are going in. Heat's starting to go down a bit. I spread the charcoal out so we don't want it too hot now. This is where we just want to slowly simmer this sauce for a good hour or so. Got to cook the rice, cook the meatballs. People say, don't you brown the meatballs? No, I don't. I'll just throw them straight in, everyone. Righto, that's the final stir. Here we go. 16 porcupines, everyone. Little medium size. One, they'll sink down to the bottom.
Watch this now, he burns his hand.
Yeah, I'll burn my hand. 3, 4, let them sink down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that is hot. 13, 14, 15, 16, and I'll throw the remainder of the rice in that fell off the porcupines. Poke their heads down, everyone, get under there. Righto. Lid on. And what I'm going to do now with Bobby Ass's thing is I'm just going to take a little bit of heat away now. I don't want too much heat under there. I just want a really low heat now. Really low heat. And if I need to, if I lose a bit, I can put a bit more of that charcoal under and throw a couple more small bits of charcoal on, which will light. So I just want a really low heat under there now. Good stuff. Nice slow simmer. Diddly donk. I forgot something, didn't I? You didn't remind me, everyone. You're probably all out there going, "Buck, you idiot. You forgot the olives." I'm going to throw a couple of good handfuls of pitted black kalamata olives. Speaking of olives, Steve from Steve's Brewery and Camping said, "Buck, you got to try the Kangaroo Island olives. I've never seen them up here, mate, but I will." Righto, that's enough olives now. Straight over the top. Here's Bobby's. Lid back on. I can't believe how much heat this charcoal has kept. Like, when you look at it, that is still simmering. And I haven't got a lot of charcoal down there, but I think the Snow Peak fire pit, the heat must hit the sides and radiate back in, because I tell you what, it's been simmering the whole time. I thought, oh, I'm going to have to throw more charcoal on. I'm not. There's still enough heat coming out of there, and that is still simmering. You don't want it boiling its tits off. You want it to simmer. That charcoal is all I'm going to need. I thought I'm not going to need to put any more on. Let's have a sneaky look, huh? Oh yeah. That'll be good. That will be good. It smells good anyway. The moment of truth, everyone. Time to serve up. It's been, oh no, about an hour and a half. It's been simmering away. I'm pretty confident that meatballs are going to be cooked, and I have not stirred it, Hein. Might have to get over a bit more. Sorry guys. Angle him down so you can see what's going on. Righto. See if I can find a meatball. One there. Oh. Another one there. And another one there. 3 meatballs. Let's get a bit of sauce. A bit more sauce over the top. Righto, let's dish another one up. They're falling apart a little bit, but that's alright. 2 there, they're still pretty well intact. 3 there, the 2 small ones I'll put in on the top. See if I can find a nice big one here. Another one there. Some olives and sauce. Look at that. Moment of truth, everyone. I don't know how this is going to taste. I'm hoping it'll taste nice. How about some cheese over the top? Nice sprinkle of cheese. Obviously, if you're cooking this for the kids, you can leave the chilli out, okay? A little bit of cheese, not too much. That was going for, oh, it was over an hour. Between an hour and a half, simmering away. That's all you need. Mince doesn't take much to cook, does it? I can never get these press seal things to bloody do up again. Righto, let's garnish it with a crusty piece of bread. And I just realised what I've forgotten. A fork. I haven't got a fork. I'm going to go and grab one and we'll do the taste test. After the taste test, I'll give you an honest opinion. Roz is going to come out, we'll eat our dinner. I've got the Weber going, and then we're going to get into the bread and butter pudding, show you how to make that. Righto, let's go and get a fork, you idiot. Here we go. Honest opinion, I've not tried this at all. Honestly, I have not tried this. I'm a bit nervous, because if Roz comes out and it's not up to standard, I'm in trouble. No meatball yet, just some rice and some sauce. Bit of meatball. Meatballs are cooked. No pink in there, they're fully cooked through. As they will be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now that sauce is nice by itself. The meatballs are nice by themselves. And together, oh boy. I think I've nailed it, everyone. I think Roz is going to be happy. It's bloody hot. The rice really thickens the sauce up. It's not a runny sauce. The rice thickens it right up. Beautiful, just right. Like not too runny, not too thick. People think, oh, I should have pasta with it. You could, but you're double carbon. There's rice. There's plenty of rice in there. The rice stays on the meatballs, but it also falls off and goes through the sauce. So that's your carbohydrates in there. See, the meatballs didn't fall apart, guys. There they are. They're intact. The meatballs are intact. They haven't fallen apart. Some of the rice, there's still rice in the meatballs. I can still see the rice in there. Oh. Boy, they're hot. But they're nice. That is beautiful. And I love olives. I love olives. Listen, there's other stuff you can throw in here too. This isn't a hard and fast recipe. You want to put some peas through or just anything. Think outside the box. If there's some sort of veggie you want to put it through. Just use what you got when you're out camping. That is nice. Andy Rich's, guys. Andy's Porcupine Meatballs, we're going to call them. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for encouraging me to do them again, mate. They're a good feed. And I'll tell you what, it's a feed the kids would love. The kids would love that too. That's a good camp food. One pot. One pot, couple of bowls. Camp ovens are easy to wash up, aren't they? And you can see there, a kilo of mince and some of those ingredients, there's enough in there to feed, I reckon, 6 adults, easy. Like, that's a big feed. Put the rest into a container for the day after, reheat, but that is very tasty. I'll give you an honest opinion when I come back to do the bread and butter pudding. I'll let you know what Roz reckons. I'll give it a double thumbs up. That is bloody good. There you go, Andy. Porcupine meatballs, mate. I'll get Roz out. She can have hers. And then we'll get into it and show you how to make the bread and butter pudding, eh? So far, thumbs up. Let's hope the bread and butter pudding turns out.